don't know if we heard this one.
Keen, this is Aurora. Come in. This is Keen. Life pod detached, okay? Plan and fall in 30 seconds. The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there. Understood, but they are your responsibility now. Don't let them down. Captain, you need to evacuate. Negative. You'll need the ship in one piece if you're going to contact HQ on the long range. I'm attempting a controlled descent.
Attempting.
Captain?
I like future static. It doesn't sound like regular static. It's cool static. Ah, okay. I didn't read that one. Thermal plant. So the idea behind thermal plant is that it generates electricity from hot temperatures. I think it's gotta be like 50 degrees Celsius or higher if I'm not mistaken. But I can't remember. It's been a little bit. You build them in key areas where you find, like that one area where, in the shallows where there was spewing out heat. You can build it there. There's some other spots, like very deep in the ocean that you can build it at. And they're actually kind of useful for that. Is really deep spots in the ocean where solar doesn't work. Alright, so the moon pool is an essential module for long-term exploration. Its primary function is as a dry dock for small vehicles such as the Seamoth and the Prawn Suit. We've not found the Prawn Suit, but once we do, the game gets really cool. The large central chamber contains a pressurized pool which provides ready access to the surrounding waters. It comes as a standard with equipment for raising and recharging a vehicle, which allows you to use base power to recharge ship rather than having to make new battery cells until we get a charger, anyway. When outfitted with a vehicle modification station, the moon pool can be used to build and equip vehicle upgrades. Floodlight allows us to make a battery-powered light. And other than that... oh yeah, we can put that in. Hide some of those. Okay. So, hold on, let's go up a bit. Dry land. So, I hope you guys are ready. This is pretty cool. In fact, let's go to the surface and see this. You might even be able to see it already. You can see little tendrils down here. And some big stuff as well. We're going to get out and take a quick look at these. Ancient floater. So remember the floaters that were holding up some random rocks? These are ancient floaters. Very, very large floaters. And they do a similar thing, only they're holding up an island. This landmass doesn't actually connect to the ground. It's just a big floating landmass. Now you may be thinking, I never saw an island. Well, I'll show you in a bit, but the game does a thing. You may have noticed it. I didn't mention it because it's kind of a bit of a... It's part of the fun of the game is that they, at distance, they kind of obscure it. And you can kind of sort of see it in the right situations, but it's somewhat obscured by a, like a veil of transparency or something, I don't know.
Multiple energy signatures on the island's surface.
Am I still infected? Probably. Yep. Okay, so you can actually run on the island, which is kind of cool. And it's been a while since I've been to this island, so I don't know what, if anything, they've added. But there's a lot of cool stuff on this island, and we're going to try to take advantage of it if we can. Lots of weird plants. And surprisingly, a lot of them are edible. I'll try to get some of the better ones. I'm not going to get them all. This is basically a research mission for the most part. A lot of these things aren't going to be useful. Like, that's inedible. Let's see. This is inedible as well, I think. That... I think you can actually eat from it, but you have to have a knife, so it's not super fun to
Calorie
get.
intake recommended.
I know. We've got plenty of calories we can get here, so we'll do that. Ancient floaters. The attached landmass is raised in the water, increasing sunlight, encouraging plant growth. As older plants decay, organic residues and nutrients seep into the rock and are consumed by the floater. These circumstances have held for thousands of years for the floater to reach its size. Wow. They're kind of cool. Yeah, we'll get something to eat pretty soon. I just want to wait. In fact, I guess we can get a little bit from this. So I think I can eat this. Can't eat that. No, not edible. But you can regrow it. Which gives us the opportunity to have a little bit of a garden, actually. It's kind of cool. So there's a GIF I saw, someone posted online of some interesting stuff happening on this island. Some, like, scripted events. Ah, yeah, here's a cool spot. In the middle of the island, there is this little spot. You can actually reach it from underwater. So this is not a bad spot if you want to park the, your submarine at, but I think we're good for right now. I think there's fall damage now, too. There didn't used to be fall damage back quite a long time ago. Ah, these are the plants you can eat, I think. Maybe. Yes.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Not a lot of food and water, but you can eat it. Edible, high water content. The problem is every time you want to eat it, you have to cut it. But it is a pretty decent mid-game solution to water without having to kill all the bladderfish and use them to filter water. But we have better options. Voxel shrub. You'll see that's kind of one of our goals, is to get up top there on that mountain, but we're just, we're doing a little research mission here while we're here as well. The island's actually pretty cool. There's lots of little caves and stuff scattered throughout. Ooh. This is new. Yeah, let's explore this. Probably won't kill us. Probably. Most of the time when you're out of water, you're not in much danger of dying. Usually, I should say. You know, the scary things are what's under the water. Yeah, this is new. I mean, it might not be super new like the most recent update, but it is new since I've last deeply looked into the game. Do I have something new to scan? This almost looks like a warp gate or something, doesn't it? Let's take a look at that. Let me get off the warp gate while I read it. It's unclear. Ceremonial religious role, industrial applications, advanced transportation network. Mostly useless. Although I think I remember reading some patch notes at some point on this. It's new in the sense that I haven't explored it. Let's just say that. That's what I'm trying to say. But I kind of think it might be like a transportation thing that is currently offline. It is really cool, though. But I think, other than our very basic look, which was about what I could have gathered from it, by the way, it is mostly unuseful to us at the moment. It does look super cool, though. So I did a stream at some point, back when this was still in early access, and kind of explored this a little bit. Not this, but explored. There's another landmass. Slight spoilers, not really. And yeah, you can jump in here from there. There's another landmass that I explored and had more of this alien, civilization stuff. Not much more here. Well, not much more related to that, I should say. Yeah, the nice thing is once you get to this island, even though it is far away from your starting point, there's lots of food here, so you don't normally have to worry about that too much. Don't mind me. Most of these plants, if you cut them, you get a seed from them. And while not all of them are edible, hey, we need that. Most of them are replantable, so you can have your own version of the plant at home. Now this exterior grow bed is really useful.
New blueprint.
This can be used on land or underwater. This allows us to, more or less, any of the plants that we've seen so far, we can cut and then replant for ourselves. As you can tell, some of them will be quite useful to have. And then we also have, I got some small planters earlier, if you remember. Got them under, in that underwater area. They're very useful for growing indoor plants. Ones that have to be grown on land. Like this marble melon. The big ones are obviously better than the small ones. I'm not going to use this one for food very often, but I am going to keep one on me for replanting later. There we go. Chinese potato plant. I'm also going to keep one on me for replanting later, but this probably won't be a permanent food source. But obviously this means someone's been here. Presumably our captain, or not captain, what is he, officer? Officer friend. Oh no, it's getting dark. No! It's gonna make exploration less fun. That's okay. We can still use our swimmy to explore the land. Get a good look at the ship from here too, or the backside anyway. We've got quite a few outcroppings where you could jump into the water pool below for like a shortcut back. I do like that they produce light. They're kind of cool. Alright, so there's 2 spots. We also have this dry land point. Is that just down here? Oh, that is just down here. Alright, yeah, let's dive down real quick. I must have missed it. That is a fun dive. I do like that. They just left their PDA on the beach over here.
We have to board the Aurora, repair the long-range comms, make contact with the other survivors. We can't be the only 2 that made it.
Those are not the orders the captain gave me, and they are not the orders I'm giving you.
This isn't chain of command, it's survival.
My obligations as acting commander don't turn on their convenience. Get out of the water.
If I get into trouble, I'll send you my coordinates.
I can't let you go alone.
Then come with me.
You don't leave me much choice.
Received emergency transmission from Second Officer Keane, 2 hours after last activity.
Rendezvous was a failure. Intercepted a transmission from Altera HQ. Seems they sent a data package to the Aurora. We were intercepted by a Leviathan-class Predator before we could reach the ship. Consider the CTO and I lost at sea. Be safe. Keane, out.
Alright. So, as discussed, Leviathan-class Predator obviously does not bring to mind good things. We've already run into one Leviathan creature, which is the Reefback. That one's not particularly dangerous, but let's just say other Leviathan-class Predators aren't so friendly. What's this? I think this is new. This is a cool entrance, too. I really like this cave. And I like the way those plants kind of glow in the dark at the tips. Can't scan them. Yeah, I think they made some nice improvements on this island. I do approve. Unfortunately, we're stuck exploring at night, which isn't fun. I'm trying to find a way up. There's little paths all over the island. Come on, get up. So yeah, now we're going to start heading towards the 2 peaks on the island. I think we'll have to go this way to get to it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, they got caught by a Leviathan-class Predator. That certainly won't be good. There's a little base over there we're going to visit as well, but let's go up here for the time being. Hear flapping noises. They actually do have a nice set of stars out there, don't they? Like, I like how the stars look in this. Guess they're just little pinpricks of light, but, you know, it really gives you the idea that you're out on an alien planet and that there's stars and things that you don't recognize. Well, the game's not excessively about space. You know, you did come in on a spaceship, so you're in the period of time where people explore on spaceships. Alright. These lantern fruit, that's what we're going to primarily survive off of for the most part. It's going to be a little bit dark, I know, I'm sorry. But let me get some scans.
New blueprint acquired.
Interior grow bed is what we'll primarily use to grow plants inside. Observatory, this is a good one too. These don't serve much purpose in terms of base building. You'll notice this this base looks like a very broken down, rusty version of one of our bases. Observatory doesn't serve much purpose in like in a usefulness state, or in the sense of being useful, but it is really cool because you can get a really wide view of your area. So we'll definitely be building that. Some water.
Integrating new PDA data.
Well, let's read that. Oh, it's an audio log.
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
I think we may have listened to that one out of order. It's log number 3. Bulkhead. Oh, yeah, bulkheads are cool. I don't know how much usefulness we'd actually get out of the bulkhead. But the idea of the bulkhead is designed to separate compartments while reinforcing structural integrity with its solid titanium frame. The door can be opened or closed to seal off compartments in the event of fire or flooding, or simply for privacy. Fire is a new mechanic that they haven't done much of.
New blueprint acquired.
It's kind of interesting, but the flooding one is like, let's say you accidentally bump into your base, or something happens to your base and it gets a leak. You can use it to separate the leak. I mostly just have fun with simulating dangers with it. I never really ever found it incredibly useful, but take it as you will. So there's another spot over there. We'll get a few more blueprints, and then there's a little base down there where we'll get a few more. And while I may be wrong, I think that's most of what the island has to offer. However, as we've previously seen, there's a lot of new stuff that I'm not used to yet. Spotlights are cool. You can use them to spot creatures that are near you. Might use it, might not. Lantern-shaped fruits with mineral nutrition and hydration value. Is it minimal? Did they change that? Oh yeah, they're not as good as they used to be. Yeah. I'll still probably use it, because you can just eat tons of them. They grow pretty quickly. Spotlight, motion sensitive, draws power. Interior grow bed. We'll use the interior and exterior grow beds. I doubt I'll use the smaller ones much. Alright. Let's check this one out. Ah, yeah, these guys. I was wondering about them. We're going to finally get some use out of our knife. But not before I scan them.
Yeah.
Ah, dang it. Fall damage. Cave crawlers. We'll read about them once we kill them. They're not incredibly dangerous, but they will attack us. Okay, he's dead. Cave crawler is dead. Alright, so let's read up about cave crawlers. Agile territorial carrion feeder, well adapted to both land and sea. So you'll find them underwater too. Let's see. Necessary waste recycler, avoid or incapacitate. They'll jump at you and do some minor damage. They're not dangerous. Ooh, stasis rifle. This probably isn't enough to learn it. Yeah, we need one more. Stasis rifle is a self-defensive tool that we'll be making at some point. I think you're stuck. Ooh, purple tablet. We'll need that for cool alien things. Can I scan it, actually? I didn't even think about that. Did I drop it? I dropped it through the floor. Excellent. I think I need that. That might be bad. Anyway, a multi-purpose room, on another note, is a really cool room, and I really like these because you need them for a lot of things. And they're cool. And I definitely dropped my tablet through the floor, and I kind of think I need that, which is a little bit aggravating. Another voice log.
New PDA data.
What is that thing?
I don't know. I found it outside in the sand.
Part of another ship?
None I've ever seen.
It's not even scratched.
Don't fool around with it. It might be worth something.
Stand down, Chief. If it were gonna crumble to dust, it would have done so when I picked it up.
It's glowing.
We're not the first people to come to this planet.
People. Maybe. Could be aliens. Could be the damn sea monsters for all we know. One thing for sure, we ain't gonna find out by staying here.
Unfortunately, I dropped the priceless artifact through the floor. I hope that didn't come back to bite me. Wall planters aren't that cool. I mean, they're kind of cool. They give you some variety, but they're not that cool. I'm kind of bummed that this thing is in the floor. I've never had that happen before. Not that I've ever, like, immediately dropped it after I picked it up, though. Hey, but at least we'll get a stasis rifle blueprint.
New blueprint acquired.
As you can likely imagine, a stasis rifle just shoots stasis out. It's useful for collecting things, doing things in dangerous areas, you know, as you'd likely expect. Yeah, I didn't even go on the roof. I was thinking maybe it, like, glitched up onto the roof. It didn't even do that. That's a little annoying. Data box. Ultra glide fins. There we go. Ah.
New blueprint acquired.
That's a new mechanic. They never made it so that you had to find special data blueprint things before. I think you always had that one. In fact, there used to be a... yeah, modification station. There we go. Wonder if I learned how to make the modification station now. You only need a little bit of lithium to make that too. It lets you swim faster. Wall planter. Stasis rifle. This is patented technology to slow time around an entity as to near a full stop as the laws of physics will permit, essentially anchoring the target in place without affecting its internal workings. It's designed to facilitate scientific and engineering operations by expanding the window of opportunity for action in time-sensitive scenarios. It uses power cell. You can increase the area of effect. May not function correctly on larger life forms. So it is pretty cool, and it allows us to deal with dangerous situations a lot easier. Trying to see... oh, there's a multi-purpose room. They're pretty easy to make. You only need some titanium, and they're quite useful. Lots of space. Oh no. No animation for climbing.
Integrating new PDA data.
Here's the first one. Actually, it's a couple different ones. Anyway, listen now.
Chief's log, 5 weeks since the crash. The only other survivors are my son, Bot, and Maida, the Cartwright's mercenary I commissioned for the journey. After days drifting in the life pod, rain hammering on the roof, the weather cleared and we washed up here. I had Maida salvage the Degazi wreck.
Degazi?
Bot to finding us a stable source of food. His education is paying off sooner than I'd anticipated. Our only problem is Maida. She says the weather's going to turn. I say she's finding excuses to risk our lives. I imagine she's not gonna weaken her life without a physical altercation, and she's itching for a fight. In every judgment she makes, things go from bad to worse. If she had my experience, she'd have more faith. Humans have spent millennia specializing in how to shackle nature to our will. This planet won't cause us any new problems.
Are you sure about that?
The task now is to keep us alive, as comfortably as possible, until the insurance company arranges rescue. In this part of space, that could be months, or even years.
Alright. So, not good prospects for rescue. Hey, a free battery. Nice. And that leads into that other room. Storm.
Integrating new PDA data.
Son, I said wait for the storm.
I said wait.
Your life's more valuable to me than a plant patch.
You stopped being in charge when the ship you were captaining sunk.
I'll stop being in charge when you take charge of yourself.
Say, Chief. Chief,
What?
you know how to drain those grow beds of 40 tons of stormwater? Or how to conjure food from the air?
I know how to prioritize.
I'm just saying, if that's so, what's your boy's life worth to you today? If tomorrow you're gonna be so hungry you start wondering what he tastes like, let him go deal with the plants.
Son, go deal with the plants.
Bard, Torgo has disembarked the habitat.
Interfere with my family again, and when rescue arrives, I will leave you here. Do you understand me?
No rescue coming, Chief. Not in time. And no staying here neither. This rain keeps falling, sooner or later this place will be buried. Only choice we got is whether to get buried with it.
I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to get... There's going to be sea? Of course there's sea. Sea's everywhere. Alright. I'm a little bummed out about that. I mean, like, for real. Because I'm pretty sure... I don't know if that's necessary to beat the game, but I kind of think it is. Let me save and reload really quick. See if maybe that fixes it. I don't know. Let's, does quitting go back to menu, or does that just wipe the game? Goes back to menu. Okay. It used to not. That's what I'm asking. It used to, you used to just close the game. There didn't used to be a menu. Well, there was a menu, but there wasn't a way to go back to it. So we'll go explore that last area, and then I think we'll be done for today. I'm trying to think of what we're going to do for next time, because, like, I kind of know what I want to go for. I want to go for the larger submarine. But that's a bit far off, so what we'll probably try to go for next, we'll make a moon pool. And we need to look for the upgrade. Which I have a feeling are both going to be in the Deep Barrier Reef. And then after that, once we can go deeper, we'll probably start looking for the pieces for the larger submarine. Ah, dang it, it's still gone. Well, if I need it, we may have to look into options for spawning in a new one. That is kind of unfortunate. I didn't know that could happen, to be perfectly honest. We also got a radio transmission to listen to. We might listen to that before we go. Alright. I don't remember which one I headed to first, so we're going to head to this one. I think it's this one. We still need to go to. Yeah, it's this one. Probably. That goes down. I'm going backwards up the hill. But, I mean, we definitely found some good stuff. We found plants, which are nice, because they're going to give us the ability to grow food. Which will make it so I don't have to grab fish as often for food. And our water situation's taken care of too, which was a little bit more annoying to deal with. Alright, some more plants. And I've already gotten these, so the only thing left is the PDA. It's also blood. Or rust. Probably blood, though. Okay, so this is the first Degassi voice log. And then we had the storm. And then there's another one before we find the weird thing.
This island is a godsend. Look out of the window. No predators. Fresh food.
No building materials, nothing left of the ship. And your kid says we're gonna starve without more grow beds. Speak up, kid.
It's true, Father. The natural growth rates are too slow to keep supporting us.
All I'm saying is Ocean's got us surrounded. No use hiding. Sooner or later, we'll get our feet wet.
The rest of your life may have been a fight, Maida, but I've made my decision. You want to forfeit your emergency pay to take a swim? Go ahead.
Believe me, I'm thinking on it.
Margaret sounds like a nice person. Oh, dang it, it got dark. That's okay, we're mostly done exploring. So there may still be little things here and there, I don't really know. But I think we've explored most of what I need. I've got some food, I got all the blueprints I needed. Broke my legs. Barely doing any damage, it's okay. Managed to lose the ancient alien artifact in the floor. And as far as I know, I can't break down this building. This is like a map thing. Okay, hurt myself a little bit more there. Yeah, can't break this down, so yeah. We've lost our ancient artifact by having it clip through the floor. That's a cool one. That's a nice trick. Alright. So let's go back and listen to that radio log just in case it's something interesting. And if it's not, well, we'll just stop back at base. There's really, other than those cave crawlers, there's nothing dangerous on this island. The worst danger is me fall damaging myself to death. That wasn't even that far. Come on.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright. So anyway, right below this island is that Great Barrier Reef thing. Whoops. Sorry. So we'll definitely be going there next. I think we need to go there in order to find some more of the higher tier upgrades that I need anyway. There's also diamond down there, which I need for the thermal cutter if I want to go farther in some of those wrecks. And I'd hate to explore more wrecks without having the diamond cutter, because I've got to revisit them all to, to get back in them. But anyway, at some point we will be going to the ship. There are a number of really cool things at the ship. I'm not going to try to spoil them, but I have shown them off in a video in the past, so if you've seen that. It's kind of like that, but they have introduced more depth to the ship. So if you haven't actually played the game or seen it since I last showed it, or ever seen it, that'll be a cool one to look at for sure. And other than that, there's a couple other big secrets, and I did show off some of the really deep ocean in the stream before, but we'll definitely take a look at that as well. Aware of hitting fish. And as you can tell, our base is getting a little small for all the things that we have here, so I might add a multi-purpose room really quick. Yeah, we're not going to end it quite yet. Give me another little bit of time here. Let's grab a bunch of titanium so we can add a multi-purpose room. Yeah, you can get a good view of what we look like, at least our silhouette. So, multi-purpose room. It's a large room. It's going to weaken our base a bit, but we've still got enough health in it to do that.
It may be prudent to separate work and leisure spaces to maximize productivity. Treat this space as your home, but never forget that it is not.
So the multi-purpose room is cool because it allows you, there's a couple things that you can only build in a multi-purpose room, some larger items. You get lots of wall panels to work with that you need to build stuff. The VSync does not appear to be working. Is it still on? Why did it turn back off? That was weird. Okay. Now it's on. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to do, it's not going to make a difference now, but what was it? Motion blur. I want motion blur like off. because that was making my screenshots last time not look very good. Okay. It allows us to build a number of things. Let's see if we can build a grow bed really quick. You can see all these different pieces. You can actually get pretty interesting with all of your building. Interior grow bed. Stick it right here. Now we can make sure not to consume, to plant these plants. And they start off as little itty bitty tiny plants, but they'll grow over time. Let's see. These plant pots you can plant a single plant in. Not really going to mess with them because the grow beds do a lot more for the amount of titanium you use. Wall planters allow you just to put some plants on the wall. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to listen to the radio. We'll do that. I could build my own radio. Just need to grab some copper. Bioreactor. We have to make in one of these multi-purpose rooms. You can't make it in a regular hallway. But we're not going to make one in here. Yeah, let's grab some copper. We can make our own radio. Appear to be out of copper. We'll work on this task next time. Let's listen to this radio in here. So you don't have to come back here every time to listen to the radio. You can make your own radio and not have to do that.
Aurora, we're approaching the planet now. We have a landing site for you that's... well, it's better than the alternatives. We've sent you the coordinates. It'll take us a couple of days to align our orbit. We should be able to establish direct contact with you during that time. Then we're coming in to get you. Cross your fingers, the weather holds. But don't leave us waiting. Sunbeam out.
Ah, cool. Well, maybe we'll be able to get out of here. The rest of the game will be moot. Of course it will. You know, the game just ends. Congrats on surviving and building a couple small things. We're going to get you out of there. So, oh yeah, so I want to show you this, and this will be easier to explain on top of the life pod. Remember I was telling you about the transparent island thing? I climb up here. So over in that little cloud area, that's actually obscuring the island that we were just at a bit ago. Over in that cloud area, it's obscuring another island. As far as I know, those are the only two islands. And that's an actual island. I showed it in a video before, but that's an actual island with ground. You can kind of sort of see it. Like, you can see that if you look by the cloud, like, the cloud kind of does, it looks a little weird. I don't know how to describe it other than there's a weird transparency issue. I will. And the same thing over there. If you don't know to look for it, you won't see it, but, you know, if you're looking for it, you'll be like, that's weird, you'll go explore it, and then you'll see them. So I guess next video is when we'll look at that. We'll go over there, explore that, maybe get off the island. I think we both know how that's going to work.
Stabilizing.
Swap out some batteries, get them charging. And, yeah, we should probably swap that one too. Anyway, we're going to stop off here. We've slightly expanded our base, but we're going to do more next time. For sure, next time I want to make the moon pool. What do I need to make the moon pool? Moon pool requires titanium ingot, lubricant, and lead. I believe that's less than it used to. That's really easy to make, actually. I think they have dumbed down some of the recipes as a whole, because some of them were a little aggravating to get. But it might have just been that the moon pool fragment was really hard to get before, and now it's not. Or at least that one wasn't hard to get. Anyway. We'll make the moon pool next time. We'll make the scanner room next time. That's pretty easy, actually. We have most of the things we need. We need some more copper. That's kind of what we're missing. In fact, before I leave, let's get a nice view of the area. Because that's an easy one to make. I am a little bit sad that we can't see anything in here. Like, the only thing we can see is through this little porthole right here, but we can change that pretty easily now. Oh, it only requires one glass now. Let's make another window. We need enameled glass for the observatory. See, now you can see the ocean. It's nice. So anyway, we'll stop off there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the slightly different method of editing. Most of my videos I don't do a lot of editing on, because most of the time I do a story, and when you're doing a story, you know, you need to see the whole thing. But for a game like this, there is story in it. It's kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild a little bit. However, Breath of the Wild had a lot more exploration to it, where this has some, but I'm also spending a decent chunk of time waiting or like crafting, and that's not super interesting, or searching for like a random blueprint. That's not super interesting. So I would say as we go along, we're going to probably hit like 75% content, 25% editing, maybe a little bit less, maybe more like 80-20, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's definitely going to make it less boring. And truth be told, I'm curious to see where the story goes, because after the Sunbeam arrives, and other than exploring the ship, I don't know what's going to happen for the most part. A lot of the stuff is new, and a lot of it was work in progress when I explored it, so it should be interesting. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time for some more Subnautica. Bye!